Hi, my name is Daniel Tanner. I'm 22 years old. I'm a mobile skier on Team Canada. This is our journey of getting back into training at post-quarantine. Stay tuned for our first water ramp camp back. Oh, nice. Hey, what's going on, guys? We're back in Whistler now for our first water ramp session post-COVID. How excited are you to get back into ramping, Ryan?
Feels good to get back on the ramps.
Yeah, dude, it feels good to get back into routine again. We'll see how she goes. Daddy! Let's go! Daddy! So as you guys can imagine, it took a lot for us to get back to training, to get the approvals, to get back to being allowed to train on a site like this with a pool, with multiple people and coaches and everything. So that's why right now I'm not allowed to film any training at the moment, just because if any chance that something does happen, it could jeopardize our ability to use the water ramp, and I would not want to do that. So for the time being, I'm just going to give you some updates about what happened during COVID. Obviously, it's been a big break. What I did to stay busy, stay fit, physically, mentally, stay emotionally into it, stay motivated. How I made the most of quarantine as an athlete. So obviously quarantine wasn't easy for anybody, whether you're working or an athlete or in school. Everybody was affected greatly by it. Everybody had their own ways of getting through it, so I'd love to hear what you did over quarantine to stay fit physically and mentally. So comment below what you guys did. So I'll start off the story where I left you guys off last in Killington. That's where our season ended. That was the last norm of the year. We were supposed to have one event after that in Apex for senior nationals, but that event got canceled. I went home after Killington and started working for a couple weeks. I think I probably got through just over a week's worth of work, and then that's when COVID hit pretty hard and the quarantines all started to take effect. So I got laid off work, and that last event at Apex got canceled. So at that point I decided to take a little bit of time off, let the body rest and recover, let my mind rest and recover. I probably took about 2 weeks off. After that point I started to slowly get back into some activity, working with my trainer Guillaume on some at-home workouts, and then go for 2 road bikes a week. And I did that for the rest of quarantine. Over quarantine I got really into road biking for my cardio. I was into road biking last year a little bit too, and I've always really liked biking, but I really got into it over quarantine because the gyms were closed and I needed somewhere else to put my energy, so I really put a lot of it into road biking. I started going for rides about by my house near Springbank, near the mountains, and it was super pretty, super relaxing. And during quarantine, when there was nobody going outside or no human interactions, I would just go on my bike and go for a ride and listen to a podcast, get some fresh air, and it really did wonders for my mental well-being and physical well-being. So that was one of the big things that carried me through quarantine. Another huge thing that I started over quarantine that I really want to carry through into day-to-day life afterwards is I started a stretching routine. Every single night I'd do stretch for like an hour before I would go to bed. For me personally, shoulder flexibility has been a huge issue in my jumping over the last couple of years, and has really been a factor that's been holding me back. That was one of the great things about quarantine as an athlete, is that it really gave us time to focus on the little things that we would never otherwise have time to fix. So for me, I really used it for my shoulder flexibility, and basically how that transfers into jumping, it just makes it infinitely easier to get into the positions that you have to on the end of jump. One thing I also started to do over quarantine with my stretching routine is that I started playing around with a little bit of meditation and breathing work. The main reason for this was honestly to try and work on my mental game a little bit, trying to be more present in the moment with my training. Another huge thing that I noticed over quarantine was I really fell off the rails with my eating, I'm not gonna lie, but that did me really good in the long run actually. Because I fell off the rails, I felt a desire on the inside to try and eat better, and I've really been trying to ride that wave out now. Since the beginning of quarantine, my nutrition has gotten way better. I'm really trying to focus on just eating real food, nothing super processed, more veggies, nothing crazy honestly. Another one thing that's pretty hard over quarantine was to try and find ways to have fun. Mark really got into skateboarding, so he brought us out one day to go skateboarding in Canmore, so I'll show you guys that. What did you do to get through quarantine as an athlete, Mark?
At the start, we just did some Zoom workouts with our team.
A bunch of at-home workouts?
Yeah, I started skating a lot, which is just to get outside. It's something you can do alone. We had to change our training schedule to do some more local facilities. Yeah.
Did you find the quarantine part of COVID hard?
I don't know, it got a little long. Definitely wanted to get out and do something with people.
Break it up a bit.
Yeah.
So are you back to like normal training now then?
We're allowed outside of province, but all the BC facilities aren't open yet. So our team still, we're going back up to Red Deer and Tuatna in like 4 days here.
We're gonna go trampolining at Quinn, so we'll take you guys along for that.
I want to try that.
So obviously it's always fun trying something new. That's why the skateboarding was so entertaining. Obviously I'm trash at skateboarding, but it's always fun trying something new, especially at a time like this. Now at the moment, we had one trampoline camp in Whistler in June, and we came out here hoping to get some time on the water ramps, but they weren't able to open the water ramps in time for us, so we just had a trampoline camp out here. And now we are back for our first water ramp camp of the season. As you guys saw earlier in this video, we got the approval to start water ramping here this camp. There's a lot of stuff we had to do to get that approval, so that's why I'm not showing any jumping in this video. But hopefully over the next couple weeks I can start showing some more training stuff. But until then, that's it for this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one.